Okay, it's my media collection, 80s man cave if you want to call it, even though it's in an attic. Um, we're in a remodel. Been through a couple changes in this room, and I started another one. Uh, Putting better backing. Some of these have cardboard backing, and if I find better backing along the way from people doing renovations, um, I'll do that for my shelving. And that's what I'm doing now. And downstairs, I have my kitchen, and I'm trying to cook some steamed rice, so I'm going to see how that goes. Haven't had an idea to use a steamer for a while, so I'm going to try that out with some rice and see if that'll work. If not, I'm going to have to buy some kind of rice cooker. And all my CDs are like on piled up on the shelves, and they're everywhere now because of one shelf. I thought I could rebuild this VHS shelf because I like to have some finger width room on them, but so I built it small, and then I build another layer. I build another layer when I get longer pieces of wood. Easier to find shorter pieces, but longer pieces are hard to find. Um, or you're gonna be spending a lot of money to build a whole shelf, and some of the shelves I have to build, I have to buy wood because it's very hard to find it. And I'm finished with shelving. Just gonna secure these to the wall because this is an attic. So I'll show you what I'm doing as well. And I got shelving in the other room that I've been building over past winter for overflow. So a lot of stuff, older DVD is going in there. Some older toys, plastic toys and stuff like that, records, maybe the Xbox games. And if I come away with more bookshelves, I could probably put some bookshelves here. So I like these little bookshelves. They're nice for like DVD players and stuff like that. But build a tall media shelf like I'm doing now, it's fairly expensive. So I removed the shelf here because I had cardboard backing. I made some more posters. So it looks fairly nice now. Some wrestling posters, divas mixed in with some movie posters, and the rock posters are in my room. So I've got my CDs everywhere now. I only got one drill, so I need to recharge it, and I'm securing them to the wall so they're not going to be wobbly anymore. This one is still slightly wobbly. This one's okay, but the shelf behind it is wobbly, so I need to secure that one better. I put a little bracket up on top, but I need to secure them better. And I'll move this one back into this corner, but this one I need to secure because it's still fairly wobbly. You can see it moving. And if I put some figures up on top or something, they're going to fall easily. So I need to get the right position. And if I put it against the wall, it's sort of going inward. So I have to push it out slightly. That's why it's wobbling. Because this wall isn't quite the way I need it to be to hold the shelf up. This one's okay, secure properly, but I need to secure this one. I'll probably put like a little bracket up on top and sort of screw it in or something. Because there's a fair bit of room behind there that's empty, so because there's a half and then comes in, which is kind of strange for a media collection, but that's the best way I could come up with to get a little bit more height is to pull them out. So we're in a summer remodel. I'm trying to get away from the video store feel slightly, so I'm not going to be adding a whole lot more media. Although I do have a little bit of room on these shelves in the other room. And a few little empty areas here for Disney VHS. I could still add some more sci-fi. I could add some more karate. And if I come away with some music, I'll look for some music. That's my little corner. I've been building some figures over here. So it looks fairly nice now. The comic book figures are on the other side. So once I get things cleaned up again, this shelf here is for cartoon. So now it's got comic book figures. I thought I could try to do some wrestling, more wrestling on this side come next year, but we'll see. I probably won't get into L&J, the rubber figures, like I thought I would, because they're too expensive after shipping. So I'm going to stick with the newer line. And then later on, we'll try to come back into games or something. So I'm putting a better backing on this shelf, just added the backing. Putting in dividers, securing the dividers for the most part. Some of the shelf is starting to warp a little bit, so it's not going to be completely flush, but it's a homemade shelf, and it looks going to be looking really nice when it's back in its spot here next to this media shelf. It's about, if you're buying wood, I started with the outer part and then a couple of the inner part, and then added on a shelf here and there. It takes a while. Board is about $5, $7 or something like that for just like one long board. And it's like a very thin board, and it's about 40 bucks plus screws. So you're looking at least 50 bucks to build a tall shelf like this. And if you have the space, you can do it for the whole wall. And I came across wood, so this whole area here is from salvaged wood. Nothing is perfect, nothing is uniform. Found wood, so all the wood is slightly different from each other, but it holds the media, and that's the most important. And then once I secure this shelf in the corner here, I'll push this one over. I'm going to try to find at least one or two more cabinets like this for the other room, for toys and stuff like that. Maybe even later on I could put some nicer cabinets here, remove these two shelves or something, so I could put toys or something here down the line. A lot of the media I could put in the other room. So we're in a second remodel, if you want to call it a remodel. Just repairing shelving. I'm putting a better backing on. This is from a builder, so you cut the proper spacing for the shelf, so I can probably put in one more shelf here. And this one's going to be for CDs. This one's for games and CDs. I think I'm going to put my Nintendo games up here as well. So the CDs will come halfway. Just have to put my Nintendo games back. I'm not going to keep them there. And over the summer, if I go thrifting, I'll probably keep an eye out for one or two VHS. Most of these combi, you don't really find horror movies anymore. But we're going through a second summer, another summer remodel because of the backing for this shelf. Just thin backing from a kitchen or something. And had to trim it at the top slightly. If you have need like a jigsaw or something, it would do really good. I have like a jigsaw and a drill, and that's all I'll really need to build shelving. And just need to come across the wood. So all this stuff I'll put away after. I'll put the CDs away. And if I do come across toys over the summer, it might be one here or two over the summer. I'm not going to be collecting a whole lot more for this room. These, hunting down for specific items, and they're going to be costing me slightly more. Specific games, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, maybe a couple more Atari games will come in over the next couple years. On a small budget, we'll get through all the big items I already have, except for smaller TV shows I'm trying to complete, like Simpsons and South Park. I do want to keep an eye out for in the donation store. At least add in one or two more on each one. Then I'll be okay with that, because I only got like half of it right now on both of them. The cartoons are looking okay. The Goosebumps are looking okay. I'm starting to put up some comic book figures like I wanted on this side, and hoping to add some wrestling on here, but I don't think I'm going to get any rubber ones. If I do, probably won't be till next year or down the line. I'll get one or two, and then some newer ones will come in this area on display, and then later on, I could try to get rid of all this stuff here, put some better Transformers or something. Barbies might go eventually, and I could put up some Ninja Turtles or something down the line, or He-Man or something, maybe Doctor Who figures, a little bit scattered around. And then maybe later on, if I need to, I could use this shelf here for bigger toys, like the Star Wars ship or something, and put the Xbox games in the other room. And once I get everything back in, we'll be good to go. The only thing I could do is maybe rebuild the shelf here, because I built it from a lot of it's from pallet wood, so they're all like two pieces of wood together. And if I get one board nice, I'll rebuild the shelf here down the line. But we're on this shelf now, and we'll go through that. Just finish the backing, but with small nails or screws. So this is going to be ready to go into the corner. Then I'll put the CDs back on the shelf. I'll put the games back on the shelf on the top, and the Nintendo games on. I'll move this one back into this corner, because I still need to secure this shelf here so it doesn't wobble. Because right now it's not quite against the wall part, that's why it's wobbling, but if I push it to the wall, it's not completely straight, so it's like going like on an angle, and I need to have them lined up nice. Even though the wood isn't quite perfect, it does the job. It holds the media, so you can see some of the backing is slightly different from shelf to shelf, but whenever I'll come away with better backing, I'll fix up a shelf. So it took so long to do. The outer part took about 2 years, and the middle part took about another year. So almost 3 years of building shelves in here just for this room. Thanks for watching. And this is going to be the CD shelf. So CDs were part of my childhood, part of my growing up. So they came back to me, and I got out of CDs at one point when I was younger. I sold them all off, but over the past couple years, when I really started collecting movies, the CDs came back to me. So that's why I have the CDs again, and all the old stuff I had back then, all the old Pearl Jam stuff. I never had Dolly Parton back then, so she's fairly new to me. I've only been collecting on her for about 3 or 4 years. So. But I knew a little bit about country back then, but I didn't have much. Mostly was heavy metal. I had Atari back then, and that was pretty much it for my games. So we're looking good. We're in a not second, but in another remodel. So I'm trying to get slowly away from my video store feel, but because I'm trying to set up some toys, so it's going to look a little bit like an 80s collection, which I'm trying to get more toys, but if I get 1 or 2 toys over the summer, I think we'll be okay. I'm not going to get a toy every single month, but because some of them are vintage, more expensive. Wrestling ones are more expensive. So I'll probably hunt down some music, or I'll hunt down a game, and once in a while I could pick up something like a toy, maybe a wrestling figure, and we're good. Keep an eye out for some VHS if I go thrifting. We'll get it back to normal soon. Thanks for watching. Remodel stage. Video store is closed, but when we open it back up again, it's going to be more of a collection, 80s collection, man cave if you want to call it, blockbuster collectibles in here. VHS collectibles are more towards the smaller video stores, the mom and pop video stores, and now with the figures we're getting more into a nicer collection. Removed all the old dolls. Still got some dolls in that room, but most of them I threw them out because I'm trying to put up some different kind of figures now. So that was the last thing I wanted to do for this collection, to change out those dolls for smaller figures, and we're in that stage now. Thanks for watching.